Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading. If you stumbled upon this reading, then there is a message in here for you, so take what resonates. It is normal for multiple messages to come through for multiple people during the course of the reading. I want to welcome all of my beautiful fellow Taurians, as I am a Taurus sun myself, and I'm excited to see what messages Spirit has for us today. This is a timeless reading, but as I'm recording this, we are experiencing the new moon in Sagittarius. So this is a beautiful energy. This is a time of rebirth. This is a time of celebration. We have a really powerful Mercury retrograde going on right now in Sagittarius, and all of the information on that is in the video that I just released for the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. I want to take a moment before we begin the reading as well to let you know that there are healing codes encoded within this video. So set that intention to receive exactly what is perfect for you at this time. And as I am recording this on the new moon, those of you who are finding this around the time that it's being released in the next few days, just know there's a lot of really powerful astrology right now. Your intentions are very powerful. And it is a time to truly align with that highest and most organic timeline for you personally, and with that next evolution of you that is wanting to be born at this time. We have the Knight of Wands as the first card out here. And I'm so excited. I've been waiting to use this deck for a reading. I purchased one. I've been looking for this deck forever. I finally found it. I purchased one and it told me that it was just for me. So I was like, crap, I really want to use this for YouTube. So I ordered another deck and it just arrived. So I think there's always a meaning to everything that's said during these readings, right? So I am feeling very strongly that this is a message coming through for my Tauruses in general. That idea of, I've been looking for this for a really long time and I finally found it. Ooh, yeah, feel into that for a minute, Taurus. I've been looking for this for a really long time and I finally found it. And what that it is going to vary depending on which portions of the collective are watching this. You know, you'll know what that means for you. But I'm feeling for a lot of my Tauruses that what the it is you. You finally found you. You found that spark, that charisma, that whatever it was that you felt like you'd been missing for some time, that part of yourself that... And yes, as we're going through this process, like we said, it's constant death and rebirthing. And so we're always discarding and letting go of what isn't us, what doesn't serve us. Yet this feels as though there was a piece of you that felt very resonant. Perhaps it wasn't even, what I'm picking up on was that it may not even necessarily have been a piece of you that you recognized. It could be a piece of you that you've been yearning for. Like you intuitively felt like there was an aspect of yourself that you could not touch, that you could not access. But there was still this familiarity there, if it makes sense, and this yearning, this need for the completion of this aspect of you to be able to fully express yourself in the world. For others, this is going to be an aspect of yourself that truly was resonant for you, that you felt like you lost, and that you're reclaiming that. Or for some, like I said, you're finding that thing, that je ne sais quoi, right? That aspect or element of you that you always knew was there, but you could never quite access or put your finger on. So this is really, really big stuff, Taurus. And that's what this Knight of Wands represents. It's that charisma, it's that spark, it's that aspect of you coming home. So what are you going to do with that? There's also this return of boldness, this return of confidence that I'm feeling here. Let's get some more cards out. Yeah, it's so interesting. So I was noticing, see, there's a Cancer and Leo signs on this card here. And I was noticing the Cancer card. I almost said something about it. And then we had the Chariot come out, which represents Cancer energy in the tarot. So some of you may have placements in Cancer. I'm also feeling this energy of something with the fourth house energy and this Cancerian type energy, this nurturing, this intuition, definitely heavy on the intuition. Your intuition is leading you somewhere right now, Taurus. And you've got that spark back. You found that piece, that it, right? That it factor, I almost want to call it. And so your intuition is guiding you towards what to do with it. And there's going to be progress made in your world where it seemed like progress was lacking or where it felt like things were standing still. This could also, for some, be changes in their home life as well. For some, I'm feeling like redecorating or remodeling. But this doesn't necessarily have to be like a home remodel. This could be any type of remodeling. My returning subscribers, my beautiful Cosmic Rebel tribe members who are coming to this video will have noticed that I just did a remodeling of this channel. I changed the name to Dark Side of the Moon Tarot and Astrology, a name that's called to me for quite some time. I'm upgrading a lot of things. It's a remodeling that's going on in the physical that's reflecting the remodeling that's going on within. And so some of you, it might be a remodeling like that too. I remember in the new moon reading that I just put out, like I said, if you haven't checked that out yet, some of you, especially if you're finding this around the time that I'm recording this video, you might want to look into that, because I had channeled something about somebody who was quite literally like coloring their hair like a vibrant color, or doing it's that whole remodeling energy. It's like feeling the internal shifts and bringing those forth into the external world. So we've got the Eight of Swords here with the Emperor. So this is the energy that you've been in, Taurus, and this is the energy that you're moving into. And I feel for a lot of my Tauruses, like this energy of being caught between both worlds. Like you had these moments where you were, because this is who you are at your core. This is Aries energy. I also feel Capricorn energy from the Emperor. But it's like that energy of strong and confident and forthright and strategic and precise. But it's that energy of mastery, being a master of your domain, I almost want to say. This is who you truly are at your core. And it was like you were vacillating between these two different aspects of yourself. This aspect that was really stuck in your head, that was stuck in anxiety, stuck in the past in a lot of ways. And this part of you that was forward thinking, this part of you that was, like we said, self-possessed. And self-possessed is actually what Virgo means. So some of you may have Virgo energy, may be significant for you as well, or that sixth house in your natal chart. But you're really moving into a time of self-possession and becoming that conscious creator and director of your own reality. This is magician energy here that I'm picking up on. But moving back to this energy here, it is this vacillation between these two energies that you've been kind of stuck in. It's similar to the idea of, you know how we talk about with the ascension process, having a foot in both worlds? It's like that, but these are two aspects of yourself. The past, and I don't even necessarily want to say just the future, but like the truth of who you are and the illusion of who you are. There we go. This is the ego and this is the higher self. So that's the energy that you're breaking free of right now. You're moving more deeply into that Emperor energy, and you're releasing this energy of being stuck in your head, of being stuck in your ego, however that was looking for you. The stress, the anxiety, the worry. We got the Wheel of Fortune, baby. All right, so the tides are turning. Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune, both in the same reading. This is change. This is a shifting of gears going on here. This is good fortune. This is that, like we said, this is what you've been waiting for. We talked about that energy of this aspect of you that you'd been waiting for, but this is also like the things in the physical realm that you'd been waiting for. It's like things are clicking into place. They're clicking into gear here. Yeah, this is a major turning point for you. This is a major point of change. We've been talking about on this channel for quite some time about how 2024 was a quantum leap year through consciousness, aligning us and recalibrating us to that highest timeline, and you are on it, baby. And if you are not, or you're feeling like you're still stuck in this energy here, this is your invitation to step more fully into this. This is where you are going, okay? All you have to do is make the choice. And we make the choice by committing to our way forward, by letting go of the stories, letting go of, how do I want to say this here? It's because it's simple, but it's not easy, right? Like everything in life, everything is actually really so simple, but it's not easy because we are complicated beings. And so there comes a point where you choose, or you have the option to choose to make it not only simple, but also easy. And that's what you need to do, Taurus. If you're stuck in this energy still, simplify things. Stop worrying so much. There's like this stress and anxiety about, how am I going to be perceived? What if people laugh at me? Am I really good enough? Am I really worthy of this? And it's like moving beyond that, just deciding to let it go and to act anyway. I'll tell you guys, I've been doing a lot of meditation. I've been learning how to work with the Akashic records on the quantum field, the quantum level, and I am going to be sharing that with people and guiding people through that in sessions after I've sort of moved through this mastery of this energy, as far as we ever master anything, right? After I've trained myself in this process, that's another thing that I'm going to be offering. I offer a whole lot of stuff right now. So if you are looking for assistance with this breakthrough, please let me know. But it really is as simple as just saying like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to continue to be on this merry-go-round, right? It's time to get off the ride, because it's like the ride that you've been on for quite some time. It hasn't been a fun one. It's been a ride. It's been the ups and downs of oscillating between these two extremes. So there's like a stabilizing force being offered to you right now, Taurus. But for a lot of you, it's like, it's not going to be something that you have to work through in a different way than anything you've already been doing. All right, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the healing, and I think that's why it's been frustrating, because you felt like it wasn't paying off. But it's almost like what I'm feeling for you is like, you're going to wake up one morning and it's like everything will have shifted. And maybe you've already been feeling this way. And if so, this is your confirmation in this reading that you are correct. It's like all of a sudden, all of that work that you've done, that healing that you've done accumulates, and you reach that tipping point and you just break through. We got the Queen of Cups here. So this is like a powerful emotional healing and emotional breakthrough as well. There's more of that Cancer energy coming through. That Cancer vibe is strong here. I really wouldn't be surprised if some of my Tauruses watching this have strong Cancer placements, or you have a Cancer in your life. And for those of you that have a Cancer in your life, I'm feeling like somebody that's coming into your reality to offer you, it's like to hold the space for you that you need. And I think a lot of my Tauruses, we had the Ten of Cups. It was reversed on the bottom of the deck. We're going to kind of read into that because I thought that was interesting. But I'm not going to get sidetracked right now. First, I want to say, a lot of my Tauruses watching this, you are oftentimes the person that people go to. You are the space holder. You are the one that people see as the nurturing one, as that, I mean, you're the bull, right? You're strong, solid, but you don't necessarily always get that. And so there's somebody in your life that wants to offer you that, and allow them to be that for you. Allow them to hold that space. And it's not that they're going to really be doing anything outwardly. It's just that they see you. They see you for the beauty of who you really are. And sometimes just being truly seen by somebody is all we need. There's the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck too, interestingly enough. So for some, this could be a soulmate, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic soulmate. I'm just feeling a soulmate in general. So if this isn't somebody in your reality right now, this is somebody coming into your reality soon. Or for some of you, maybe this is simply you learning how to hold space for yourself. Like you've held it for everybody else. Now you're learning how to hold yourself and hold that space for yourself. And for anyone who has experienced this, because with this Cancer, this is 4th house energy too, right? So if there's anybody who's recently experienced a shakeup in their home, perhaps a parting of ways with somebody, perhaps you're moving out or somebody else is moving out, somebody's moving on. I'm feeling for somebody, there may have been even a loss within the family. Just know that there is healing coming in, and there will be opportunities for, like, to build and create something that is more sustaining, because I feel like anybody who's experiencing like a breakup or a divorce or move, like that kind of shifting within the family unit, there's something more aligned for you. You weren't receiving what you needed from that anyway. So even if it's going to make things more complicated in the short term, in the long term, it's going to open you up to more of what you deserve to receive. And for those of you who have a loss within the family, like a loved one or somebody that has transitioned, or even for somebody I'm feeling just moved really far away, that's what some of this energy could be too. You will heal from this. And this is kind of like the cracking open that you needed in a way. For some of you, it's like your psychic senses and your intuition are going to be heightened now. A lot of times, it's strange how this works. I don't know if it's like a connection that we have with our loved ones on the other side. But when people transition sometimes, something about the experience of that and the grief of that and the way that it cracks open the heart chakra, it activates people's psychic abilities sometimes. I'm feeling really drained as I'm talking about this right now too. So for somebody, I feel as though there's somebody who passed away, most likely recently, but you'll know if perhaps this has been not quite as recent. I am feeling recently, more recently. There's still a really strong soul tie or connection with this person. And I feel kind of like they're hanging around, like an aspect or essence of their soul energy. And they're sort of like there's an attachment to you. There's an emotional attachment to you. And it's not just that they're attached to you. This has to exist on both sides is what I'm feeling. So your reluctance to let them go and their reluctance to go, which could be, I'm feeling more as I'm saying this, could be because they sense your reluctance to let them go. So they're kind of like hanging around, but it's draining on your energy. It's almost like they're drawing off your life force energy without even realizing that they're doing it. So there needs to be a release of this person and allowing them to transition, perhaps having a conversation with them, lighting a candle for them, letting them know that you support them moving on and transitioning, that you're okay. You might have to have a really good cry first, really vent it out, maybe write them a letter afterwards, but there needs some sort of releasing ceremony that lets them know that it's okay for them to go. And then send them love and ask the archangels to assist you in lovingly sort of releasing that cord. So if you've been feeling really tired lately, clear, that's why. And it's not a malicious thing that they're doing. It's just that you're so attached energetically, and they're no longer meant to be on this plane. So the fact that they're still here, it's like they're unconsciously drawing energy from you in order to like remain here, if that makes any sense. All right, anything else that wants to come through here? Okay. We have the Fool. And that fell out kind of weird. I couldn't tell whether it was meant to be upright or in reverse. So what I'm feeling from this is that like you have the choice right now, Taurus. Like we said, there's this brand new path opening up before you. You can take it or not. You have an opportunity, a choice, as we always do, to sink back into that old, to sink back into this energy, or to just embrace this energy as it's showing up for you and ride it into the sunset, quite literally. I know what I would do. I know what I plan to do with this energy. This is my reading just as much as yours, as I am a Taurus. All right? But Spirit's saying don't be reckless. Don't be impulsive. Feel out your choices, right? We have Mercury in retrograde right now as I'm recording this for those finding this during this time period. Mars is going to be in retrograde until February 23rd, coming out of shadow on May 1st. So there's a lot of energies up in the air here, and there is definitely that possibility. Like you don't want to make rash decisions. You want to really feel things out. I mean, I know I just changed my whole channel around and everything during Mercury retrograde. I'm just putting that together. But it was also on the new moon, which I did not plan. But I loved how that synchronicity. So if it feels really right within your soul and it's something that you've been thinking about, that you've been pondering, and it just becomes very clear, that's one thing. But any impulsive, like reactionary choices or decisions, like you wanna really allow your intuition to be your guide. But be open to the new adventure. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to close. We had the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck too, and that was in reverse. Okay, I know what I'm feeling from this. You may have been feeling as though a lot of your growth, a lot of your success, a lot of your victory was happening so internally that people weren't really perceiving it or recognizing it in the outside world. And some of my Tauruses, you may have felt really frustrated about this. Like, why is nobody seeing the changes that I'm feeling within me? Why are people still reacting to an old version of me or treating me like an old version of me? Or why is it's just everything's been very private. It's been very internal. And I feel that you are getting ready to have that sort of reflected to you on the outside world, like people beginning to take notice, people beginning to comment. You feel different, asking you even what's different about you, right? Like they can't quite put their finger on it. And what's different about you is this energy that's begun to emerge. So those of you who felt as though you weren't getting any appreciation, you weren't getting any, I guess I'd have to say like validation, but it doesn't feel necessarily like in like a cheap way, I guess I want to say. That's not the type of validation that you've been looking for. Not like the stroke my ego kind of validation. It's been like that validation that you're on the right path, that validation that your dreams and your goals and your ambitions are going to bear fruit someday, right? It's like that kind of validation is what you've been looking for. And I do feel like this is that time. This is the beginning of that shift for you, Taurus. We're going to pull a couple Intuit Oracle cards here to close. And I do want to let anybody know who is still following, clear, and resonating with this reading. Make sure that you go ahead and like this video. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. What that does is it adds your energy to the channel, and it makes it easier for me to continue to tap in and channel messages that are going to be more aligned with you. It creates this sort of energetic connection, if you will. And it also helps the channel, which is helpful too for me and for everyone else here in this beautiful tribe as we continue to grow. All right, we're going to get a couple final. Oh, no, I did grab the Intuit. All right. So we have the stork here. This is transformation and change. This can also represent pregnancy. And I'm feeling the Empress. I saw the Empress in my head when I said pregnancy. So somebody, and that is a card that is also connected with Taurus energy, as well as the Hierophant. I really like the Empress for Taurus better than the Hierophant. So, yeah, some of you might be, but this isn't necessarily just like pregnancy. For some of you, I feel like there is going to be a pregnancy announced within your world. It may not be you specifically. It could be, or it could be someone within your network, within your family. But this is also the birthing of that new creation, that new version of you and everything that you're getting ready to bring into the world. Then we got the twin flame card. And I did notice, it was funny that there were two, I thought they were swans when they first came out, but they are storks. So definitely somebody aligning with a divine counterpart here, possibly. What I'm really feeling from this, though, is a next level of spiritual awakening. And I am feeling that energy of the heart chakra opening and activating in a big way. And as I've been reading this book on the Akashic Records that I've been reading and working with, it's been really interesting. And they talk about the toroidosphere, which is this flow of energy within, it's a universal flow of energy. It's also a flow of energy within our own particular energy system. It starts at the heart, and then it comes up through the top of the head. It circles around the body, and then it cycles back in at the feet, like a column of energy that's just constantly moving like this, sort of. And so, but that energy all generates from the heart. Everything generates from the heart. And when we can get out of the head, right, get out of this energy right here, which blocks the heart and blocks the heart's ability to create and manifest, and we really open up that heart center energy more, and we start manifesting from that, and we're vibrating from that, that is so attractive. And by attractive, I mean that's drawing in so much positive energy, so much opportunity, so much beauty. The heart is always the heart is never broken. The heart is never wounded. Like, those are traumas and those are wounds that we hold within our energetic system, but the heart itself is pure and perfect and beautiful. And it is that frequency of divine love. That is what the heart is. So I feel like I'm saying this specifically for somebody who sees their heart as damaged or broken or battered or shattered. No, your heart is beautiful. It's perfect. It's whole. There are pieces of your psyche, your emotional nature, your emotional body perhaps, that are feeling that way. But your heart is not that. Your heart is beautiful and pure. So it's like really stepping into that purity of the heart. If some of you are experiencing heart palpitations, if you're experiencing like dizziness, some of these things, I'm feeling like, of course, I'm not a doctor. Always go get yourself checked out if you are worried. But I'm feeling for some of you too, this is like a heart chakra activation that's happening right now. And some sort of, it's almost like this birth or this creation or whatever this is going to be a catalyst for your awakening. I also feel like some of my Tauruses, I will say, like, you're drawing in that divine counterpart because of this shift in your energy was needed. This is for somebody in particular who's been trying to manifest that twin flame connection. This is the shift that was needed in your energy in order to make you a vibrational match to your counterpart. So that is going to be for somebody in particular too. And for other people of you, it is this energy of this birthing or this pregnancy or whatever this energy is like going to be a catalyst of awakening for somebody as well here. And this also, of course, indicates coming into inner union with our divine feminine and divine masculine energies. That we have both of these essences within us and they're coming into more balance. For some of you guys, you were just way too far in your feminine or way too far in your masculine. So the masculine is when you're constantly doing, when you are trying to control, and that's when the ego kind of goes awry. Sometimes when we're too in our masculine, we're just focused on what we can accomplish and we start trying to like force our will on situations and sort of like force our way through things, which Taurus as the bull we are a headstrong sign. Taurus energy can absolutely tend to do that. Or the other, if we're too far in our feminine, this is when we don't have enough boundaries, when we're over giving, when we're draining ourselves dry, when we're perhaps too deep in our emotions and we're not able to employ enough logic, or like we're just kind of lost in the soup of our emotions, I guess you could say. So it's like coming into that balance within yourself as well. And then we got the Island. And there's a lot about isolation and different things with this card, but it also has the word protected on it. And that's what I'm feeling. I just heard your union is protected or has been protected. So for those of you that this has to do with a twin flame connection, that union has been protected this whole time. Has always been planned to occur in perfect divine timing. It is still being protected. You don't have to worry about it. You both have to go through what you have to go through to come together in the physical. This is for people who are experiencing a counterpart, who are meant to experience a counterpart, a twin flame type dynamic or counterpart in this lifetime, in an outer manifestation of a physical person. Yeah, this connection has been protected. It is protected. And it will manifest into the physical in that perfect timing. I'm trying to feel if there's anything else from this. I also feel like if you have been alone for some time, you've been alone because you needed to be in your own energy. There was a clearing of your energy that was needed, and it was like a detox from people and from other people's energy within your field. And it's an initiation, right? That energy, when we are alone, a lot of us go into a period of isolation, that hermit mode, whether we choose it for ourselves or whether it just feels like everyone and everything just kind of drops off the face of the earth. And this can happen when we go through a major vibration jump and the other people around us are not raising up their vibration similarly. And then we just got to wait it out until the people that are a vibrational match come into our reality. So I feel like you are being protected in a sense in that way as well. You are being protected from engaging with people who were not of the same frequency of you and kind of like muddying your frequency. I know that sounds kind of like elitist to say, but really it feels like that, like muddying your frequency. It was like to keep your frequency, keep that channel open, to keep you from getting entangled in other people's karma too. So this isn't just with like lovers or like that type of connection, friendships, anything. It was like you were not meant to get tangled up in their karma and dragged into that drama, because that's not where you're at. You're at the point of untangling your karma, of moving beyond that, releasing that, and stepping into this next phase of your evolution. And we have the road here. This is about free will, opportunities, journeys. This is it. This is where you're going. And Spirit's saying you're going to have a lot of options, but I feel like they're all going to be positive options and they're all going to get you where you're going. So just pick the one that feels most resonant at the time, the one that lights you up the most, and go from there. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I love you infinitely. All of my different healing services, which I'm going to be simplifying pretty soon. It can be a little overwhelming when you go to my website, but I have a lot of different stuff that I offer. If you feel drawn to work with me one-on-one, check that out. I do one-on-one coaching as well. I absolutely love doing that with people and assisting people in that way and in all the ways that I do. So let me know if you are being called to work with me in any type of way. And know, as always, that being able to work with you through offering you these readings is a true honor and privilege. And I am so, as I said, infinitely grateful that you are here and that I am able to show up and do this work with you all. I'll talk to you soon.